Hello my friends, and in this video we are going to cover the specialist card category, and it's this one, the smiley face and the crown. The cards are very diverse in this category. It covers from trade cards to religious cards. It also covers honor cards, gold cards, popularity and population cards, research cards, capacity cards, and construction cards. So stay tuned, this one is going to be long. First we go to trade cards. So trade cards are the cards that I have discussed before in the gold episode, but I still cover them again here. They are very important. These are the cards. So you have 5 rows here. The first row, it increases the merchant speed. These two first cards you can get, and this one costs 40, and this one increases by 8. So for example, if you want to send goods across the map, you want to use these cards. They help with the speed of your merchants. Carters are cheap. You can see they only cost 18 here. It's still a little bit expensive, but they are good. Then we have trade caravans, which this one doubles the merchant capacity, and then this one triples it, and this one times 5. So these two cards also you can get, but this card you cannot get. These cards are valuable. They can raise millions of gold if you have a lot of villages in a matter of hours. The duration is the same. The duration is 3 hours, and these cards are very good in raising gold in combination. But if you want to send some supplies to your friend, this carrying capacity doesn't apply. So if you want to trade between villages, you only use this card. This card is when you want to trade with parishes. So what you can do, if you want to send these goods to your friend and use this card as well, you can sell these things to his parish on the other side of the map, and he will get them instantly in the other parish, and then he can buy it from there. He just have to pay premium price for the goods, but this is also a viable way to send. In some age and eras, you cannot use this card to send weapons in this manner that I explained. So let's say you have the cards available, you send some salt here. So there is some salt here, let's say it's 540. I send it, and immediately there is 560. So he can, let's say he's your friend, he can immediately buy that salt back, and the amount stays the same. So you can send this with this method across the map from here to here, for example, which takes hours, but your crates is going to be engaged. Then we have these cards, complete delivery. So complete delivery is like when you want to send your friend something very fast. This one completes the delivery and no one can see it. Okay, so if you are in war and you want to help your friends in war, like for example here house 14 is helping our enemies house 11, they can use this card and send one load of merchants. Let's say they have full capacity merchants, 500 capacity. They can use this card and complete the delivery in a matter of seconds. Okay, so you play this card and then the delivery is sent immediately. So here, for example, United IRS has requested some catapults from me. I want to send from this village and to his village here, and let's say I want to send it here. If I want to send it with normal, it's going to take 5 hours. So 5 hours sending and 5 hours coming back. This is going to be 10 hours, and I have to ID my village for 10 hours, and it takes a long time. But if I come here and then play this card, which completes delivery, okay, it's going to be instant. So I'm waiting for the card to come in. So now I have this instant delivery, and send the card, and just look at the map. You see that? That was the delivery done. So no one can see it on the map, and that's the way it is. And I can disband my merchants and then just do it covertly. This one finishes 1 delivery, and this one finishes 3 deliveries. This one finishes 5 deliveries. So this card is the most commonly used. It costs only 15 card points. Then we have complete contract, which is doing a trade immediately. So it does the same thing, but it does it for the parish trades. So you can do this also. You can send a lot of goods at the first of the game when the cards are going to take 40 minutes or so. You can use this card and do the trades immediately. This one completes 1 trade, this one completes 3 trades, and this one completes 10 trades. And they are good cards to have. You can also send to your friends' parishes across the map with this method. And this one is the last one. It gives you merchants. So merchants don't cost much, they cost only 10, but sometimes you don't have that 10 even. And then sometimes not only you don't have that 10, you don't have the troops in your parish, you just want to get the merchants very quickly. So these are the cards for that times. And you can use these cards and then disband the merchants and get villagers as well, which I don't really recommend it. They are not very cheap cards. This one costs 12, this one costs 22, this one costs 13. In comparison, you don't really want a lot of these kind of cards in your arsenal. You can cash them out. They are not very necessary and useful compared to other cards you can have in your arsenal. And that's all for the trade. Now we go to the religious. So since phase point is a very rare resource and it's very hard to come by and it's very easy to run out, so these cards are very important. Most of these cards here you are not going to get easily, and you have to open card packs for them. You can see from these cards here you only have these ones available for you, and though some of them cost a lot, all of them worth having. So you are not going to cash any of these cards at any point except for the monks cards, which are a little bit also cheap, but in general you don't want to cash any of these cards out. They're all valuable. So the first one is healing. This card is very cheap. If you want to heal a lot of disease, it doubles your healing capacity, and it helps a lot if you have a lot of disease to clear, let's say all 200 max. Instead of suffering with sending the monks every time for like 80 to reduce 80 every time, you can use this card and reduce, instead of 80, 160 points of disease. So this will help you clear disease from parishes extremely quickly. This is a valuable card. Then this one is times 3, this one is times 5, and they're all valuable cards. You can use them to clear disease. And this one is politics. This one is the card that they call poly for short in the game. So this one increases 2 times in monk votes. Before you send a monk, you play this card and then have it vote for someone and it will double it. So let's say you play this card and send 8 monks. Instead of influencing the election for 8 votes, it's going to influence the election for 16 votes. And this is a card that they call poly. It's very expensive. It costs 300. The other one is also purchasable. It costs 550. They are very expensive, the politics cards, and they are very useful. You can change the parish ownership in your favor very quickly with these cards. So this one is also covered. This one is envoy. So the envoy cards send the monks faster. So let's say you are running out of time, you want to send envoy, you want to send a monk faster to change the fortune of your village, you can just use these cards. So here is an example for the monk. So here I am under excommunication for 11 hours, and another excommunication monk is coming. I will not get in time. So I will be excom out of ID, and this is a sea of enemies. I'm just alone. My other friend just got raised over here, and so I need to send the monk fast here. What I can do is that I can send monks to reach here, but they take 16 hours. So I have 8 hours coming, and never send all of your monks out of your village because you may need one for IDing your village in case your village is not under interdiction. So I don't have the card. Let me just get the card. So this monk looks fit. Let's get the card and play the card immediately and send the envoy to here. The monk with 7 or 5 monks will do, and they will get there in 8 hours now because it's double, and I will be saved. So you see, reduce time from 16 hours to 8 hours. This is how you use it and save yourself. Now I have to immediately also ID this village because I'm in war and may get attacked, so better this one is under ID as well. Then we have the wedding cards. So we have these wedding cards. They increase the blessing duration for your marriage ability. So let's say this one increases times 2 blessing duration. So when you want to complete such quests like a striking fear or blessing quest, you want to use this card definitely to increase the amount of blessing in your parish for longer. So like now, if I want to bless, it's going to increase it by 36 hours. But if I play this card, it's going to increase the duration by 72 hours. So if I play this card, it's really worth it to spend the 40 card points, get this card and play it, and then have blessing maximum 100 in all of your parishes for 72 hours, and it's going to help you greatly, especially during bad weather or tight spot when you have a wolf castle and bad weather and disease on your parish, or when you have a hub and then your hub has a lot of villages. You want to get the benefit of having all of your villages and get this positive effect on top of them all the time. So these cards are very important. This one times 4 and this one times 6. They are also very good. So this one increase it to 144 and this one increase it by 214, almost 10 days. So 10 days of maximum blessing on your village is going to be amazing experience for you. Then we have Inquisition. Inquisition is the same effect, but this time for Inquisition, which reduces the popularity. Now Inquisition is not 36 hours in the max state and it's 24 hours. So if you really want to suffer someone, you can minus 100 his parish and then use this card to extend that duration, but this one only extend the duration until 6 days, and with a minus 100 they either have to counter with the wedding cards, meaning they bless the village for 100 and get to 0, or they have to just stand down and suffer. But you have to plan in advance. You have to have some villages in the area to keep the pressure and don't get excommed. They have 6 hours duration. You don't want to play these cards to complete your quests. These cards, you don't want to play them to complete your quest because they just create a maximum effect and you want the Inquisition to be gone. And I have said it in previous videos, until you have the Striking Fear 8 completed, you don't want to increase your Inquisition in the education. So you can see I am Crown Prince such and so. I have finished a lot of quests and I have done a lot of research, but I have not played the confirmation. I only have put one and it's going to last for 4 hours because I want the Inquisition to be gone as fast as possible while I'm doing the Inquisition quest, a Striking Fear, and after that only I will increase the Inquisition. Then we have these extremely valuable cards as protection. So we have these cards, they increase the duration of your protection, this one by 25%, which means instead of 4 hours protection you get 5 hours. This one increase it by 50%, which means you every time you ID your village you are going to get 6 hours, and this one instead of 4 hours you are going to get 8 hours. So if you play these cards, you can go sort of for an in-game vacation mode where you can use your faith points to also complete quests. Not only that, but also you can get these cards to get protection for a very long time, and they are very useful. You have to be very vigilant never to trade these cards. They are lifesavers, and you must be always keeping these cards when the risk and reward is going to be matched. So these cards are very important. They are very lifesaver for you, and the duration is 3 hours only, so you have to do all of your villages in 3 hours. You can use these cards to put like 100 days, 200 days, 300 days ID on one of your hubs as well, and yeah, they are very valuable cards. Then we have excommunication cards. So this one is the same story. It depends on your maximum level in excommunication. The more excommunication research you have, like 12 hours, they're going to be more worth it. Same story goes for it. If you have 12 hours, you are going to get 15 hours and 40 minutes. This one the same, you're going to get 18 hours, and this one you're going to get 24 hours for every monk send. So these cards are also valuable. They can cut off enemies and force them to send a lot of absolve at least to get out of the excommunication trap that you set for them. Then we have the absolution. So these cards you can counter the other cards with it. You can play these cards to counter these cards in case you are being heavily excom. You can use these cards to absolve yourself very easily. And at the end we have the monks. Same story. If you don't have the gold for monks, monks can be expensive, so these cards can help save your day. And the best card in this category, which is also cheap, is this card. For monks is the best in general. These cards you keep, these cards not much. And with that said, we have covered the religious cards. Then we have the honor cards. Sorry for the noise. Anahita hasn't been on my side for a while. Rain has been coming in unwanted times. Anyways, then we have here the banqueting cards and honor cards. So these cards in general increase where you can get venues of honor. This is lavish banqueting. So let's say you have such and so banqueting goods stored in all of your villages. The way you use this card is you max all of your banqueting and then play one of these cards and then do the banqueting and get even more from the goods that you have stored. So first you collect a lot of banqueting goods, and then you are going to use these cards, and then during 1 hour do all of your banqueting at once and then get the maximum amount from these cards. These two categories of cards, these two rows, are not going to be acquired with any purchase. So you are going to open card packs, and these cards are valuable. You are never going to get these cards without by using your card points, so never cash out these cards. This one increases by 1.2, this one increases by 2, and this one increases by 3. So this expert banqueting is a lifesaver. You can use it to increase your banqueting very effectively, ranking up during the Crown Prince. Then we have these basic chivalries here. When you increase in rank, the amount of honor you are going to get from these cards increases as well. But these cards are more good when your rank is lower. When your rank is lower, these cards are a plan for you to get ranked up faster. But when you reach Duke or Prince and such and so, these cards lose their effectiveness. So these cards you want to keep. When you want to start a new game, you can increase your rank very quickly by using these cards when you are in a lower rank situation. Let's say until L or Duke, you can use these kind of cards. And you have to acquire them from hunting treasure castles or getting spins. This is the best way to get them cards. Just want to show you. So here we have the tier 1. It does have one of these cards. Tier 2, it also has. So the way of getting these cards is through getting wheel spins, by hitting treasure castles and other venues of getting wheel spins, like playing AI awards and such and so. Then we have basic culture, which increases the popularity to honor multiplier. These cards are good when you want to start the game and you have a new village. You can get more popularity. You can use food cards in collaboration with these cards and more popularity from all of your villages. This card is always good. You can get it They are not very expensive, 80 and 40. Middle price. You also don't want to cash them out. These are expert outrider. In the military tab, I have already explained these cards. They also help with getting more honor. Then we have the gold cards. I don't have any of these cards to show you, but this increases one extra tax ban. Meaning, let's say in your village you have a tax ban until 90, then it gives you another option to increase it even further more. If let's say you have blessed your parish for a long time, you can use these cards to get even more tax from those villages inside of your parish. They last for 6 hours, it's quite short, but the amount of money you can collect is quite noticeable if you have a lot of villages in that parish. This one increases by 2 tax bans, and this one increases by 3 tax bans. Then you have here the extra tax. This one increases your current tax by 50%, this one by 100%, and this one by 200%. So let's say if I have this village and I'm currently collecting 12,000 from here, if I play that card, I'm going to be able to collect 24,000 gold from this village, and my gold will start to rush up very quickly. Again, these cards are good to use when you have good weather and all the conditions are favorable and you have blessed your village, and you can mix these 2 cards to get a lot of gold from your villages very quickly. Then we have these kind of cards. These are good to complete quests for gold. Let's say you are start of the game, you need to complete a quest. Immediately you can use this card and get the 100 gold, and it counts, and you can finish your quest very quickly. But these cards in general in the late game, they are no use. 100 gold is nothing in the late game. So these are only for the early game, and you don't need so many of these cards. You get a lot of them and you can cash them out. You don't need to keep these cards, so many of them, it's not necessary. Then we have the popularity and population. These cards are giving you instant villages. So let's say your village is empty, you can use these cards to get the villagers. But in general, if you want to compare the price, these cards are quite expensive compared to these cards. The peasants card, so this one is 28 for 15 peasants, which you can disband, and this card is 21 for 10 peasants. So sort of like around the same, but those cards are better compared to these ones. You can populate your empty villages. And then we have the basic culture, which increases the popularity to honor multiplier. I have covered this before, I think, and this is good in early game to increase your honor. And now we have the research cards. These cards are gained from research card packs, which research card packs are not purchasable. You have to win words and then get those cards. These cards help you research faster. So when you are ranking up very quickly, you might lose the balance between your research and your development very quickly. So let's say you are a crown prince, but your research is like a baron. So you don't have good research, and then you are just an easy target for enemies. So when you are ranking up very quickly, you need to have a stockpile of these kind of research cards. They are a little bit tricky to use as well. If you want to use these cards, you have to always have the premium token going and have your research stacked. Like you have all the researches stacked, and then you play these cards. Then they're going to help you more. So for example, if you have 2 researchers that each of them are 10 minutes, you play this one of them is complete, the other one is complete half. So if you can stack them early game and use these cards to do your research very quickly in the early game. And these ones, they instant cards, they finish the current research. This one finishes 1 research, this one finishes 2 research, and this one finishes all the current research, which they can be up to 6 researchers at once. These are very valuable, never cash them out, but they are also very expensive. So 1 research completion is 300, and 1 research breakthrough, which only does 2, is 500, and they are very expensive. I have seldom bought these cards and play them. And one of the reasons that I don't really rank up very fast is because I don't have a lot of these kind of cards to support my advancement, right? And these cards are research points. They are valuable mid game when you might have constraint on your research acquiring. They help you with getting research point when you don't have enough of them. They are also good to keep. All of the cards here you never want to trade. These are life-saving cards and they can save your time and energy and effort. Now we come to capacity cards. This card increases the capacity of the things that you can store. So this one increases the granary capacity by 2. This one increases the stockpile capacity times 2. And this one times 2 the in capacity. So let's say you are playing the food cards and you are producing a lot of food. You can play those cards not to only store 162,000, but then you will be able to store around 324,000 food, and they help a lot. So this card's duration is 2 days. Within 2 days you either have to finish your food or go below the requirements, or immediately after your card finishes you have to replay the card to keep the balance in your village. And this one is advanced armories. This also increases your armory capacity by 2, and this one increases your hull capacity times 2. So instead of 2,700 storage you can get double that, 5,400. And these are good cards if you are a heavy carder to store more and more of your goods. So imagine you have expanded hull storage, you get a lot of goods like 5,400 kind of stuff in your village, and then use the expert banqueting. You can rank up extremely quickly using this method, right? So always if you want to card, you must know that carding is not a solo thing. When you play one card, the more cards simultaneously you use, they're going to increase your stacking power in cards. So you always have to find ways. I tell you some of them you have to discover on your own. Then we come to construction cards. These cards are also use some when you see on the map that there is a village that just pop up and suddenly is growing in size. Immediately early on the game they are using these cards. There are 2 rows in the beginning which are sort of speeding up the cards and instant finish. This one, night working, instantly complete the current building under construction in one village, not in all of your villages. So in one village this will finish it up at the second. This one completes 2 constructions. Let's say you have a premium token, you can mix it with this one and then finish 2 buildings immediately. And this one completes all building under construction. So you can queue up 5 buildings and then play this card, and then you just get 5 buildings built every time you play this card, and your village can just grow very, very quickly. Then we have better construction, advanced construction, and expert construction. This one speeds up your village building speed. So let's say it's going to take 3 hours. If you play these cards, they're going to be finished in 1 hour. Same as here, if they are going to take 5 hours, they are going to be finished in 1 hour. And this one, if it's going to be finished in 10 hours, it's going to be finished in 1 hour. So these cards speed up the construction in your village. You don't want to use these cards and these cards in conjunction. You want to use either these cards or these cards. And we come here, and then there are all the buildings that are available to you in game. All of them are here. These cards you get from daily card drops. Mostly I got it from daily card drops. Sometimes you get them in the general purple card packs. And you place them and you play them and you place them and you get the instant building. So you have to first research this stuff before you play the card. Other than that, it will not allow you to play the card. Each of these cards you play, they only last for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds they are built. There are no need for any goods, so you don't spend any wood and stone for building these ones. You just play the card and place the building, and in 3 seconds they are going to build your building. And they have all kind of categories of buildings here. You can use them, especially in early game when you want to build your village extremely quickly. You can use these buildings. And also when you, let's say you got resetted and you want to come back to game again, you can use these cards to build your simultaneously very fast. They stack with the research of architecture. And sadly I don't have any cards for parish, so I cannot cover that, and this brings an end to my card series. I have a full playlist which I'm completing as I go on in the game. You can go and watch it from the beginning, and all of the previous videos that I have made about advancing your gameplay in this game are there, so you can watch it from the beginning. From castle building to removing wolf castles and all is there. Thank you for watching, and until the next one.